Okay, so I've just got one of these what I call Startech HDMI switches and a Prozor 3 goes to 1 with the soundbar output. And on the back here I've got a soundbar you can just about see there, and then there's a speaker around the back there, the Arctic Lancing, yeah. And the way I've set it up, excuse me, is this keyboard and mouse combination is KVM'd via the Startech, and it will go either to the keyboard, the computer down here, or the laptop. Now, I can already connect to most of these devices simply using RDP or what's the other one called? Not VNC, real VNC, or real VNC doesn't send sound. Okay, so in this particular mode, what we've got set up is the DVI cable. So I'm using a HDMI to DVI, and the monitor has got 3 inputs, and I put the DVI input into here. So the DVI is coming out of the argon case into the monitor directly, and the second output of the monitor, sorry, the second output of the Pi is going into this switcher here, and there are 3 switches. The left hand one is going to the Pi, the middle one is going to the Atari 400, and the right hand one is going back to this switch. Okay, so we've got 2 inputs coming in there. So in this particular mode, what we've got is a Pi there and the second display there. And it's a bit annoying that's in the middle. I suppose I could move the monitors and put the laptop on the edge, but maybe I will do that in the end, although I quite like the fact it's got this little monitor stand here, which, I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Anyway, I'll think about this, yeah. So now what can we do? We can basically use the switch here. So where's my switch gone? Here it is. So the way it's like 132, it's a little bit odd. So logically I've put it so that the number 3 is, well, that's the one on the right there. But the way I think it is that it should be 132 and it should flip. But maybe it's because, so I think the number 2 on the right should be the Atari. So let's point out at that and push the button. And there's the Atari. So now, give me a second. If I push these buttons, we've got sound coming out, yep. And at the moment, it has to be going down the HDMI. Sorry. So it's got to be going down the HDMI, because that's the only route it's got out, through that box and out into either the TOS bar at the back or the speakers. So that's the first thing. So that's that one on the right. If I push the one in the middle, it should go to the laptop, but it may well actually go to the Pi. We'll find out. Hang on, what's happening there? Oh, I haven't logged in there. So there it is. It went to the laptop, yeah. And on the left hand side, we don't have the laptop, but if we push these buttons here, we can move around to HDMI, and now we should have free screen on the laptop, yeah. And the sound is coming out via the HDMI and therefore through the speaker, so that saves me a bit of effort, okay. So then the next input we've got, next permutation rather, is this computer down here. So if we flick this onto the VGA input, analog input, then we should be on the monitor and it's playing the a movie, okay, in a minute, and you can't hear the sound. But if we switch this, it should switch the HDMI through here. Push the button, hang on. I think that's it. And now we get the sound. And you see we've got monitor 1, monitor 2, and just to prove it, this mouse here is operating on this keyboard. If I do a right hand click, open a terminal. Oh, terminal's gone over there, hang on. That'll do. Hang on. That'll do. Then this keyboard here is working. Now this one works as well, but it won't do because I'm going to unplug it. So in fact what we're going to do is to space that, pause that. So that's my setup now. So just to recap, I've got the KVM going both into either the laptop or the Beast, and actually I can even, if I pause a second, when I won't pause, what I'll do is I'll put it in the right configuration. So I want this to go to the middle one, which is the laptop. Don't ask me about parameter 3, should swap it across. Yep, no. So maybe I've got to push this one here. There we are. So let's try 3. Oh yeah, 3's done that. And then we'll move this back to HDMI. So we've got all that like that. So now what we should be able to do here is use the same keyboard to do our desktop. There we are. And this should log me directly onto, well, oh, idiot, hang on, let me pause it. Yeah, so what I did was use our desktop with the, what's the option again? It's span or something like that. And what does that done? It's given me the 3 monitors. So this is why I've left that in the middle, but I could still move that to the right and it would still be, and then just move the logical placement. And I'm in 2 minds about that because this will move like that. It's just the middle pier won't move. So I've got to think about that. But this gives me almost every permutation I want. And actually you send sound down here. So I don't know whether if I push the play button, will this... That hasn't sent the sound down. So I have to do a little bit of work to understand what's happening with the sound on this one. Maybe I didn't put the sound experience through. But anyway, it's just a way that I can get multiple monitors working. Let me do one last check with the sound because I'm a bit surprised by that. Okay, I worked it out. I need to take the audio out of here and plug it into the speaker. It's not going down the TOS link. So the audio is not being sent down the back of here to here. So maybe I've got to set this computer up differently. Anyway, that's enough for the moment. I can get it to work and I'm having fun.